Are you sharing something? It's not visible here.
Ma'am, we are
It's not
live.
getting, I'm trying to share it.
Ma'am, we are live.
Okay, Joy, you will have to help me with the sharing. It is not allowing me to share.
Just a second, I will give you the access. आपको एक्सेस मिल गया मैम. जस्ट शेयर का ऑप्शन आ रहा होगा, उस पर क्लिक कीजिए नीचे.
So it says we can't display your shared content. Make sure you've allowed permission to share content and then try again. So anyways, Professor Sapna? Professor Sapna?
Yeah.
Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
Could you please share the screen from your end? Appears there is some issue on this entire WebEx platform today on my end.
I'll just open it. Just give me
Yeah.
1 second. I'll just share the screen.
Yeah. So Professor Sapna, you will need to help me with the shifting of the slides.
Yeah, I'll do that.
That is
As you
fine.
speak, I'll do it. I'll do that. No problem.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everybody. A very warm welcome to you on this admissions webinar for the PGDM program for working executives. I'm Dr. Shailaja Agarwal. I'm an associate professor with IMT Ghaziabad, and I also happen to chair this program. And I'm extremely honored to be joined by my colleague today, Dr. Sapna Popli, who is a professor of marketing in the area of marketing, and who also heads the management development programs at IMT Ghaziabad. Both of us are going to take you through the program in brief and also two specific features of the program today. So before we begin formally with the specific features of the program, let me introduce you to IMT Ghaziabad. So IMT Ghaziabad was established in 1980, and this program, which is the PGDM program for working executives, started in 1981. So I'm sure you will agree that it is both this program and IMT Ghaziabad per se are very old institutions of academic excellence, and with a very strong network of alumni placed at very senior positions in the industry. And some of our alumni are extremely lustrous, and I'm sure you can go back and check some of the extremely famous and illustrious alumni of IMT Ghaziabad. At the same time, the program enjoys, or I would rather say has been continuously enjoying a position of repute across the country, especially in Delhi, Ghaziabad, the NCR region. The program boasts, the institute boasts of, or we can say that the institute is reputed for a very, very talented pool of faculty, an extremely efficient pool of the support staff at the institute, and a very dynamic leadership currently under Dr. Vishal Talwar, who is the director of the institute. Moving forward, let me brief you what is this program PGDM for working executives. So I'm sure you all know that IMT is one of the institutes that is internationally accredited, which means that it has been accredited by the most coveted international accreditation agency, which is the AACSB. IMT Ghaziabad was the fifth institute in India which was given this accreditation, and it is extremely prestigious, and it is extremely difficult to get this accreditation for the simple reason that the quality parameters of all of these accreditations are extremely difficult, competitive. Now, this PGDM program, the program for working executives, the erstwhile PGDM part-time program. This program is also accredited by AACSB, and I think it is one of the very few programs in the executive education space that have been accredited by AACSB. Again, very illustrious alumni and sitting in very high positions, and a very, I would say, a very dynamic course architecture. Because at IMT Ghaziabad, we've always believed that it is important to continue revisiting the architecture so as to, be at par with the requirements of the industry. Now, because you people are working executives, aspirants for a formal management education program, be it IMT Ghaziabad, be it any other institute, because you people are working executives, it becomes all the more important that the program architecture, the deliverables of the course are extremely contemporary for you. And therefore, we are very happy that we try to revisit the architecture every year or two, and we try to incorporate any changes that might have happened in the, or that might be demanded in the architecture due to the constant movement in the corporate world. Now, let me quickly introduce you, let me quickly take you through the program. Professor Sapna, could you please go back to the previous slide? The second slide. So, yeah, what is PGDM WE? That slide.
This one, okay. This is the slide. I think it's on one side of it. This one,
Yeah.
what is?
Yeah.
Can you see it now?
No, I can see all the 4 quadrants there, but that's okay. Not an issue. I'll continue here.
Yeah.
So let me start with the first quadrant. What is PGDM program for working executives? So as you can see, this is a program with a 2-year duration. That means the working executives come and join this program and complete the program in 2 years alongside their jobs. So this program gives you the flexibility to continue with your job while you take up a formal management education. The program is in flexible mode of learning so as to suit the needs of busy professionals like you, because we understand that unlike a full-time program, you need a lot more flexibility in order to cater to the demands of your work and also to your personal life. This is the first program in Delhi NCR with the alternate. Just a moment, please. I'm sorry. This is the only program, or this is the first program in the Delhi NCR region that started delivering classes in the alternate weekend mode, to the best of our knowledge. So we were the first institute, again to the best of our knowledge, which appreciated that it is difficult for working professionals even to come for a regular weekend class, because the jobs have become very demanding. At times you are even required to go over weekends. So we thought at the institute level, can we do something to help the candidates out? Can we make it in a manner, can we design the program in a manner that it rather than creating a pressure on the candidates, it motivates the candidates to perform to their very best and pursue formal management education. So we started with the alternate weekend format, which we have retained. In a short while, we will explain to you how we have retained. It is among the very few AACSB accredited programs in executive education space, as I've already mentioned. Now, who could be the best participants for this program? Obviously, working executives who wish to pursue formal management education, for professionals who have 2 or more years of work experience. Again, for those professionals who do not want to leave their job for whatever reason, and yet they are desirous of having a higher education. If you are comfortable leaving your job, a full-time program may be a better program for you. But in this program, you don't really need to leave your job. So if you fulfill all of these criteria, possibly this is the best suited program for you. Why should you do it? So often, participants, the aspirant participants ask us, why should I do this program? I'm already working. I know that I need to do something about my educational qualification, but I'm not sure whether this program fits my thought process currently. So let me tell you, over the years, so we've been doing this program since 1981, as I said, and over the years we have realized, and we have data where we can confidently say that this program helps the participants in their career acceleration within the current job, or it also helps them in change of jobs. So many times it also helps them in changing their job profile. It helps the participants perform their existing job in a more efficient manner, which is equally important. So I am in the same job. I'm possibly looking for a career acceleration, or possibly I just want to perform better in my current role so as to move forward in my career. And this program helps you perform in your existing job role with far more efficiency. How does the program gets delivered? So what is the format of the program? So the format of the program is like this. There are 4 semesters, blend of live online classes and offline classes. So you have a couple of classes which are in the online mode, and you have a couple of classes which are in the offline mode. But when we say online mode, we say live online. So these are not recorded sessions. You have to come and attend those sessions. Only thing is that possibly they are happening online on a virtual platform. But the faculty is live and you are live. So offline classes are for a fixed number of days every 6 months. So as I said, there are 4 semesters, each semester being of 6 months. So in these 6 months, you visit the campus once for a couple of days together. So let us say in term 1, you visit the campus for 9 days or 10 days. So you do all of your classes in those 9 or 10 days very, very rigorously in a very jam-packed schedule, and you do all the classes offline. Once you go back, your pressure to come back to the campus every alternate weekend is gone. This also comes with a lot of thought, because we realize that it is at times equally difficult for the participants to visit the campus every alternate weekend. So we thought that, okay, can we further help the participants, and this is the kind of a format that we designed. So then you go back, and whatever classes are left, you attend those classes in the live online mode, but again only in alternate weekends. So we still have tried to engage you only in alternate weekends, even though we are engaging you on a virtual platform. So this is how the program, and obviously you appear for exams. The course requirements definitely are rigorous, because we believe that if you become a brand ambassador of IMT Ghaziabad, then you need to really earn that diploma. You really need to earn that qualification. And so the course, so while we are there to help you, to support you in the operational part of the program, but as far as the academic requirements are concerned, rigor is concerned, we are absolutely very sure that you have to fulfill all the continuous, you have to appear, you have to pass, and timely all the continuous assessments that happen in the program, that is all the evaluations that happen. You have to appear for exams and you have to clear all of those exams, and so there is no dilution there. So as I said, while we try to help you operationally, but as far as academic requirements are concerned, we are very very clear. Professor Sapna, would you like to add something here? I might have missed something, or do you think you want to explain something further?
No, I think everything has been covered. I just wanted to add that as a faculty member, I've been engaged with the part-time students for the last almost 6 years and have found that they really find value in pursuing this program. Many of them, like Professor Shailaja mentioned, have been able to move up the ladder in their own organizations. Since they pursue these programs while they are with the organization, they seem to be able to add value on the job also as well. So many of them have come back and said that a particular project that they were doing, they have been able to relate it to what the organization is looking at. So their own contribution in the current role to the organization also goes up. And we've had this feedback consistently over different courses. So I teach in the marketing area, and I can definitely say it for the students who have been in touch with me, that they've really found value in pursuing this with their jobs, being able to add value not only to their current jobs, current organizations, but to themselves and be able to move up or laterally wherever they aspire to. Thank you, Mr. Shelta.
Thank you so much. Just one second. Yeah, thank you so much, Professor Sapna, for adding this part. Yes, I totally agree with what you are saying. So, both of us, and in fact, a lot of our faculty colleagues have been a part of this program for quite a long time now. And so we know exactly when the participants come, there are questions in mind. But as time proceeds, we have even seen incidents or examples where, the participants got promoted basis their improved work efficiency in the middle of the program. And I think just 2 years or 2 years back, this is an example that I remember because the participant decided to come and share it with me multiple times. So this participant, she got promoted twice in her job role because of the improved efficiency that she was showing uh, in her then job. And she said that, ma'am, whenever I always try to connect with whatever I'm learning here and how I'm able to put it in my organization, and the connect is vast. So this program has really helped me. This is an example. I'm sure there are many other examples. Professor Sapna might be aware of so many such examples. My colleague Rinku here might be aware of so many such examples because she deals with these participants day in, day out. So going forward, Professor Sapna, could you please go the next slide? So this is the summary of the credit distribution. So as I said, there are 4 terms, and the 4 terms in totality constitute 105 credits. When we say 105 credits, every single credit for us is of 10 hours. So which means that you will be engaged for, and I'm only talking of classroom engagement, that is class engagement, for 1050 hours in the span of 2 years. Of course, I want you to be very clear in knowing that this is just a formal classroom requirement hours. In actual, you will be spending lot more hours in trying to complete the readings. For example, every course comes with readings. So you will need to complete readings, you will need to do term papers, assignments, all of those are extra. But let me also tell you that it is a process that you will gradually start enjoying. And uh, again, how much you want to extract from the program will be entirely dependent upon you. So if you do your assignments and everything else properly, you get your return on investment very high. I will also, I will also put it in this manner that it is very difficult to fail in this program. Let me be very honest with you. It is difficult to fail. You fail in this program only if you make some serious efforts to fail, because there are so many evaluation components. There is so much continuous assessment that is happening, that even if you do if you maintain the bare minimum of it, and if you write reasonably okay in the exam, you are through. So the problem is not there. So if you're looking for a diploma at the end of the 2 years, yes, you get it. It is difficult to fail. But if you're looking for a high return of investment, you need to really get into the courses. So as I said, failing is difficult. Return of investment to be higher and higher is absolutely your responsibility. So this is the summary of credit distribution. You see, it's an eclectic mix of so many components. So you have core courses, which are 17. Core, by core courses, we mean foundation compulsory courses. You have 8 core elective courses, which are of 24 credits. You have workshops, compulsory workshops and specialization workshops. And possibly in the next 5 minutes, I will talk about the workshops. Then you have immersion, voluntary international immersion, which I can explain if anybody would like to ask. So you have a voluntary international immersion, and you have, if you're not going for the immersion, you have industry projects to work on, which is 4 credits. That means 40 hours. You have a course of independent study. So let us say that you wanted to specialize in, let us say, sales and marketing. Now, the course that you wanted to study under the specialization of sales and marketing was not available. But you think you're very interested, you think it will really help you in your job, and if something can be done. So, this is why we have kept CIS, which is Course of Independent Study. You want to advance your understanding of an existing course, or you want to do something or learn a new course, this is the course. So talk to your mentor, talk to your faculty guide, whosoever is assigned to you depending upon your area of specialization, and discuss and see what you can do to learn that new element, or that new course, or that new module that you really wanted to cover, so as to make your job prospects better, or so as to make you a better fitment in your organization. So CIS. Then there is a professional certification. I can explain to you if it is needed by anybody. Then there is a simulation and integrative simulation, which means that all the domains, that all the functional knowledge that you have gathered, it gets collected in the integrative simulation. Integrative means a collection of all the functions, coming together of all the functions, and you take business decisions in a simulating environment, and the decisions that you take immediately, the impact of these decisions can be seen in the next step of the simulation. So it covers all of the functional areas, academic areas that you might have done. A very interesting course, handled by one of our extremely popular colleague. Then there is Harvard certification courses, which we will talk in next couple of minutes. Then there is a list of courses offered through the Swayam portal. Again, this is to give you more control in the way you want to proceed in the program, to give you more flexibility. So we have chosen some extremely rigorous courses from the Swayam portal, which you complete at your own pace, and you appear for the exam as and when decided by the portal, and you pass the exam. And we help you wherever you need any help. So this helps you in the manner that it has a flexible mode of learning. So you can learn, you can visit the lectures, you can attend the lectures as per your time availability. Then industry and alumni interaction is extremely important for us, because we believe that you need to connect with your alumni, and that is a very very important aspect of any business education, to network. So one network that you are creating when you become a part of the participant pool is your own cohort. So your peers in the program, they might be coming from different walks of life, they might be coming from different professions at a different level of seniority. So one, you have a huge network opportunity there. The second network opportunity that you have is with your current seniors. So you will be in a position to meet at least two of your senior batches, and all of those will be obviously again in different professions and at different stages of their profession, so you get to connect with them. At the same time, you really need to connect with some of your helpful uh, or extremely senior alumni, so that it is important. Tomorrow you do not know what network might need your help, or you might need their help. So we take this very seriously, and that is why we have given a zero point 0.5 credit on industry and alumni interaction. This completes your 105 credits. Professor Sapna, have I missed something? Would you like to add something?
No, I think you've given a comprehensive picture of the entire program architecture and how their credits pan out over courses, electives, workshops, and online courses, self-paced learning. All of that has been covered. So the students, I'm sure those who are attending, participants who are there, if they have any questions around the architecture, they should be able to raise through comments, I think. And these 105 credits will complete in the 2 years over the 4 semesters that were mentioned earlier. So I will move to the next slide then. If there are no questions or comments on this, maybe we can take it later towards the end of the presentation if there are any.
Okay. So this webinar today was specifically for discussion on workshops that are a part of the architecture and the Harvard certification courses. So I'll be talking about the workshops now, and the Harvard certification courses will be taken over by Professor Sapna. So as I said, so again, I do not think, I'm not sure, but I do not think that there is any institute uh, in India possibly that offers workshops in specialization courses. At IMT Ghaziabad, what we have done is, I might be wrong also on this claim, I would like to put that disclaimer, but this is what we know. So we have a basket of compulsory workshops, and we have a basket of specialization workshops. So right now, I'll immediately talk about the compulsory workshops. So what we've done is, each term, there are 4 terms. So each term you are doing one workshop each, which is happening when you are coming to the campus. And in a particular term, I think in term 2 or 3, you are actually doing 2 workshops. One is in online mode and one is obviously the offline. So like in term 1, you are doing the workshop on personal growth lab. Now this is a very interesting workshop, because first, it's an outbound workshop in the sense that you are required to do physical activities like rappelling, and I don't know what all these people do from the HR and OB area. But so you are required to spend your day, 2 days, possibly on the ground of the campus or somewhere where you do a lot of physical activities which are designed towards team building, which are designed towards mindfulness, which are designed towards your own psychometric assessment. So a lot happens in this workshop. So this sets the tone for you of of what's going to happen in the 2 years. And this is a how do I put it, so this is a perfect tool for you to self reflect, and the faculty does a lot of work here. They come back to you with individual feedback on what aspire for in your career, which job role might be a better fitment for you. All of that they are able to do by some magic, and they come back to you and tell you. The second workshop is the workshop on critical and analytical thinking. Of course, it is not as fun as the personal growth lab. We call it PGL at IMT Ghaziabad. So it's not as fun as the personal growth lab. It is more serious in nature. But so this workshop is designed around problem solving. So how do you solve a business problem? So business problems could be structured, they could be unstructured. As professionals, you know that when your business when business problems come to you, nobody comes and tell you, hey, hello, this is a structured business problem, solve it. This is an unstructured business problem, solve it. Most of the times you are left grappling what to do. So this critical and analytical thinking workshop helps you to solve a particular business problem uh, in you know in a more structured manner. So the problem could be structured or unstructured, but it helps you to solve the problem in a more structured manner. It helps you define the scope of the problem. So a lot of times we have seen that the participants define the problem wrong, and if I'm defining the problem wrong, definitely I'm not heading towards the right solution. So it helps you define the problem, it helps you build alternatives, it helps you you know assess your alternatives, and it finally helps you recommend a couple of solutions to the client. It could be your organization, it could be the external client. So offer a couple of solutions and also be able to justify why these solutions you think are the best fit solutions in the given scenario. So again, by workshop, we mean that these are totally doing based courses. So there is little lecture based technique or pedagogy that is applied here. They are basically application based courses. So like in the PGL, you were doing a lot of physical activities, and you were doing a lot of tests and assessments and reflections. In this, you are solving a real time business problem by following the framework that is discussed under the course. And then possibly towards the end of the course, somebody, possibly the CEO or the owner of the firm who was facing the said business problem, comes to you and tells you, look, this is what I did. Okay, so you suggested this solution. This might be a problem, or this might be a good solution. So that's your workshop too. It will happen in the semester two. Uh, Professor Sapna? Yeah, so workshop three, again, an extremely important and an extremely interesting workshop on business environment and strategic implications for enterprises. Now, I don't think that, again, that many people can think of offering an economics workshop, which is happening in this case. So again, it is an absolutely action oriented workshop, um, aiming to acquaint you as the participants with analyzing business environment and incorporating such analysis in the strategic decision making process. A lot of activities, lot of simulations, and lot of group activities happen in order to take you through what the faculty is trying to do in this workshop. The third workshop is design thinking and innovation, called as DTI. So I'm sure all of you know that skills like critical thinking that have been featured in the World Economic Forum as one of the most critical skills for the professionals of 2025. And design thinking and innovation, again, a very very popular and an extremely required course today in any business education. So design thinking and innovation talks about primarily innovation in an existing product, or innovation as a new product. Here, you again also solve a problem, but you solve a problem in an extremely unstructured, you start with abstract, absolutely unstructured. You start with abstract, and the solutions that you suggest, or the product related, whatever solutions that you're suggesting, they are extremely innovative in nature. So again, one of the very popular workshops at IMT Ghaziabad, Design Thinking and Innovation. Workshop 5, this is the workshop that I was talking about, that happens for one credit, which is macroeconomics workshop, again offered by the economics area. So what happens? You do a core course on macroeconomics, but the area felt that doing a core course, so I'm sure all of you will agree that COVID has changed a lot of things, and especially the macroeconomic environment. And therefore, the area felt that doing a course as a traditional course on macroeconomics is very good, but can we make it slightly more application and action oriented, and can we do something as a workshop for this course? And this is how this workshop was given shape. So it extends the course on macroeconomics and brings it to a more application orientation. So these are the 5 core workshops. Each workshop happens, as I said, in one semester. Only the 5th workshop happens, I think, in semester 3, if I'm not wrong, or in semester 2. Now I come to the specialization workshops. What are specialization workshops? Specialization workshops means that these workshops are not compulsory for you. That is the first difference. Like in the first case, they are compulsory. You don't have a choice. Here, you have a choice. So you are given a basket of workshops and you choose one workshop which you want to attend. Now, on what basis do you choose this workshop? Since it is a specialization workshop, it is directly connected to your specialization tracks. So you only get to choose one of those workshops in which is connected to the specialization track that you have chosen. So we give you the flexibility of choosing 2 specialization tracks from 5 tracks. And I'm not going into the specifics of these specialization tracks because that's not the agenda of the day. We can discuss it if you want to, but otherwise there is no need. So having said that, there are 5 tracks that are offered to you. You choose 2 tracks as your specialization, and out of these 2 tracks, in one of the tracks you choose one of these workshops. So let us say that you wanted to specialize in the strategy and leadership track. So for the strategy and leadership track, the only workshop that you will find here is people analytics. So you will have to go for a people analytics workshop. It's as simple as that. Let us say that you want to choose your specialization track as supply chain and logistics. So in that case, contemporary issues in supply chain management is the workshop for you. So so whichever is your specialization track, and let us say, for example, now how does the choice come? So for example, because you can choose 2 tracks. So for example, the first track that you had chosen was strategy and leadership, and the second track that you had chosen for yourself was uh, supply chain and logistics, right? You have chosen these 2 tracks. Now you have to choose only one workshop for either of these tracks. So if you want to specialize in strategy and leadership, you will choose people analytics. If you want to specialize in supply chain and logistics, that is major. So if you want, one is your major, one is your minor. So if you want to major in strategy and leadership, you choose people analytics. If you want to do your majors in supply chain and logistics, you do contemporary issues in supply chain management. That is how you choose your workshop. The nomenclatures of these workshops are quite explanatory, yet I'll give a couple of minutes on explaining what these workshops are. So people analytics. all the big firms, I'm sure all of you are aware, invest a lot and spend a lot of time and energy on people analytics. So the recruitment pattern, the performance pattern, everything that has to do with human resource is analyzed as big data. So people analytics workshop takes birth from this demand of business. Workshop 2, data science and machine learning. So it's again a very very contemporary workshop. So it starts with data, the core of everything. So it starts with, so data science means it starts with what is data science, and it picks up examples of giant e-commerce companies like Amazon, Myntra, or Google, whatever. So giant companies, of course Google is not an e-commerce company, but giant companies in the e-space, and takes example from the data that is available to these companies, and then collecting data from various tools, using various tools from multiple platforms. It helps you to analyze this data using Python. So Python is the go-to tool here. So it helps you analyze this data using Python. It also helps you to a certain extent and a very limited extent to visualize this data, and finally to interpret this data to meaningfully uh, you know uh, uh, meaningfully interpret it and meaningfully put it across to the organization in whichever format or in whichever way they want or whatever they want. So this is the workshop on data science and machine learning. Contemporary issues in supply chain and management is again a very interesting workshop. It talks about the real world issues in supply chain and management, and especially after COVID. Again, there has been a lot of churning around in the supply chain issues. So it talks about supply chain performance management. It talks about supply chain risk management, procurement, location problem, hubs are not available, and these the operations area does a lot of things on this. Of course, I may not be the very right person to talk about this, but this is my understanding. They talk about sustainability issues. They talk about industry 4.0, and the pedagogy is entirely simulation based. This is what they do in this workshop. Then workshop 4 is on financial markets, portfolio wealth management. It takes its origin from the belief that every organization and every unit of individual needs to manage their wealth. So it starts with individuals managing their wealth to organizations managing their wealth through financial markets, portfolio analysis, and stuff like that. So it gets into an advanced level of application here, and it takes a lot out of uh, understanding from the core courses of finance that you might have already read. So it extends them further into more advanced application orientation. Workshop 5, visual analytics. So you did a lot of analytics per se in the workshop 2. So you analyze the data, you interpreted the data. This workshop is about visualizing the data, and it takes a couple of platforms. It takes you through a couple of platforms to visualize this data. So let us say possibly a Tableau, a BMI. So all of these get covered here. Extremely interesting. I myself have sat through in 1 or 2 sessions. Due to the paucity of time, of course I couldn't sit through the entire course, but extremely in demand and a very very interesting workshop. Professor Sapna, would you like to add something here?
So I just wanted to add here that, these are fairly intensive and very interesting themes that have been put together for the participants. So, for example, when you start with Personal Growth Lab, using some of the validated psychometric tools like an MBTI or a Big Five, there is a profiling that is done along with a detailed conversation with a faculty mentor, so to say, that gives you a sense of who you are and what what are the pathways for you going forward. Similarly, if you look at design thinking, now as Professor Shelja was saying, we started talking about design thinking, I think 6 years back, among one of the institutions which had a full course for all participants who enrolled at IMT Ghaziabad. It's one of the programs that also sells very well in our management development programs. Every company that we speak to want their employees to be aware of the concepts of design thinking, which imbibe not just the aspect of innovation, but also innovation keeping empathy in mind, keeping your customers in mind, and how examples of various companies and how they've been able to come up with uh, innovations using some of these techniques. All others, I think Professor Shelja has covered for you in detail. I know I've attended visual analytics a little bit, so know what they do. And data science and machine learning, I don't think we need to tell you how important it is, but we believe that this is one of the workshops that everybody should attend, irrespective of the domain. This is something I think all of you may have pursued something or the other, or maybe tried to familiarize yourself with what these words are. Because I don't think any conversation today in the market or organizations is complete without a mention of machine learning or data science or whatever that may be. This combination of workshops makes the program itself very rich in terms of the input that we are receiving. So I'm just going to go to the next slide and see if there are any observations, any comments, or we will go on to talk about the Harvard online courses then.
Professor Sapna, you could start with the Harvard's online courses.
So the Harvard online courses are courses that have been designed and are available through the Harvard Business Publishing license, which IMT has had for many years. What it does is it offers students an opportunity to do these programs, do these courses at their own time and be able to go into as much of depth as required. What I will do is I will share for a minute, I will stop sharing this slide and share the page on the Harvard Business Publishing website, which shows you the background, the context of these courses, and how they help participants from different streams come together and have a common base for getting on to pursuing a management program of this intensity. So some of you may be coming from a non-accounting background, yet you need to have some understanding of finance as well as financial accounting before you start. So what Harvard has done, or what we see on Harvard Business Publishing is, are you able to see this screen right now, Shailja? Are you able to see the screen? Okay, I am assuming that it is visible.
I'm able to see it, Professor Sapna. It's visible.
All right. Yeah, thank you. So these courses, if you see, what do they do? What is the advantage of these courses? So the advantage is we are saving time from being in class. It's helping you engage, and on your resumes you're able to say that you've done these courses. You have certificates for each of these courses that you qualify, right? And so for example, if you see the list of the courses we have on the Harvard platform, and the reason that I moved to this platform was for you to see that this is the platform that we are accessing for these programs, right? And if you see here, each of these modules is built so that, for example, you might have forgotten what, or let's say financial accounting is not something that all of us have done as a part of our earlier programs, or are even doing it in our jobs right now. But to be able to understand management really, or finance and business, it just cannot be possible without having a base level understanding of financial accounting. So if you go on to each of these courses, you will be able to see what the course entails. Similarly, we have management communication. So, for example, financial accounting, if you look at the learning objectives, the objectives here are basic financial accounting terms, balance sheets, income statements. So, even before you come to a class, you have already become familiar with the very basics. And that is what these courses allow you to do. And each of the course, while has a seat time. For example, if you see, the progress and test scores can be viewed online or downloaded. So as you progress, it is visible to you. The seat time is 18 to 22 hours, and certificate of completion for students is given as soon as the course gets done, right? And you will find lots of other information on the same platform. So my only reason to go to the platform was to show you where and how we are using some of these things. Management communication, similarly, is a course that is there in the bouquet of courses that has been selected for you from this platform. And if you look at this course, and the objectives, you see there are three components here, right? So it is about planning, writing, and presenting. All three are here. It's not just about written communication. It helps you think about planning for communication as well as writing and presenting. So some of these things you might assume that you know, but let me tell you, even after communicating with the world, whether in writing or speaking, all of us make a lot of mistakes, and all of us do not know everything that there is. And therefore, these courses will help you bridge those gaps that are there, and help you be there at par with everyone. So let me go back to the slide that we had. Okay, so as you can see, it will help you build a solid foundation for business education. For example, somebody who's wanting to specialize in finance will already have a base in what the basics are. They will also have, sometimes, for example, there's a course here on Excel, and we have been using Excel forever, at least for the last, I think, 25 years. Many of us have been using Excel. Yet every year there are so many changes that happen in a tool like Excel. And having a grasp and competence helps the participants move ahead. Courses are self-paced, so you do it at your own pace, right? The institute is always there, the faculty is there to help you understand the concepts and apply those. But the courses, so I have looked at all of these courses myself at a certain point in time, and I know how they are designed and how it is enabling for students to be able to complete these in their own time. And if you look at the list that we have for you, all of these courses: finance, financial accounting, management communication, mathematics for management, quantitative methods, and spreadsheet modeling, which is Excel 2030. So it is not just being able to use formulas in Excel, it is also to do some advanced functions and modeling that might be useful for your basic analytics, as we say. And if you see, we have two courses here. One is quantitative methods and the other is mathematics for management. So mathematics for management will have basic stuff like calculus, differentiation that is useful for your courses in economics and finance. And quantitative methods is largely on sampling and it's mostly statistics, which is also useful for your business research course, for all your advanced analysis courses. Both of these courses help you get what you might have not done. So some participants will feel that they had left some of these subjects in class after class 12th or after class 10th. So it helps you bring back all of that is necessary to go to the next level and at your own pace, right? So that's about the Harvard certificate courses. Professor Selja, would you like to add something?
I think you've covered it extremely comprehensively, Professor Sapna. So just one addition I would like to make is that these certifications have their own value and recognition in the industry. So when you complete these certifications, uh, when you complete these certifications, they add to your CV. So you can actually write in your CVs that you have done Harvard certificate courses, and that is something that you will not get an opportunity to do otherwise, because you cannot do these courses independently. So you cannot do these otherwise. So this is along with the IMT diploma, this is something that you are earning while you are in this course, and I'm sure you will agree that the industry has a lot of value for these certifications. Also, I would like to mention here that so there is, we understand that these are self-paced courses, and at times you might need some help to move forward in the course. So if you can see the point 3 there, we provide you full support. So each of these courses is generally a 20-hour course. So one of these is 15 hours, but rest of them are 20 hours. We are not opting for the finance course. It is a part of the list, but we have opted from financial accounting to spreadsheet modeling. So we offer you a 10-hour tutorial for all of these courses. So for a 20-hour course or for 15-hour course, you get the faculty support, like in a doubt clarification or whatever way you want the faculty support for 10 hours. So while the course is self-paced, the institute is there to help you in completion of the course. That's what I wanted to add, Professor Sapna.
And all of these courses have an independent assessment built in. So the certification is not about completing the course. It's also about taking the assessment for yourself that you have been able to get the things, been able to understand, the learning has happened. So there are inbuilt assessments both during the course and end of the course. And that is, you need to clear those to be able to get these independent certificates. And that's a program requirement. Your credit will only be given once these courses are independently cleared by each of you.
Yes, absolutely. So I think that is what we have to say today. If you have any questions, we are open. I don't know, Rinku has to coordinate this. We are open for any questions if you have any.
I couldn't see any on the live chat.
Ma'am, there's one question that if required any guidance on these courses, na? So
I just answered that question.
I think that question was just answered, but we can repeat the, if somebody had missed it, that there is guidance available for each of the Harvard online courses. There is faculty support for each of the workshops, mostly like a doubt clearing or help in understanding something that has been missed. So that is available for each of these certificate courses, right?
Is there anything else, Rinku?
no, ma'am.
So can we then wind up with this?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. So thank you so much, everybody who took out time to listen to us today and to go through this entire discussion. So we are very hopeful that we've tried to clarify whatever doubts you had, and if there is anything that comes to your mind regarding the our courses, regarding the workshops, or regarding anything else about the program, so my colleague Rinku here is very prompt and active in handling these queries, and through her you can reach to us also in case needed. So we are here to support you whenever needed, and we hope that you had a wonderful listening session with us today. That's the best that I can put up with. I also thank my colleague Professor Sapna to join us today on a weekend. So thank you so much, Professor Sapna. And thank you so much, Rinku, for arranging this. And thank you so much, my IT colleagues who have been here sitting silently for the past 1 hour, 15 minutes.
Thank you.
So thank you so much,
Thank you.
everybody, and have a very good evening ahead.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thanks,
ma'am. Thank you.
everyone. Thank
Thanks.
you.